Well, how's everybody doing today? I'm working on a couple projects in the shop. Um, right now I'm working on a Model 73 gas tank. A couple of them. Here's one of them. Actually working on the fuel system on it. And then I want to rebuild the fuel system for this one too. This is the fuel pump area. Made a new gasket. Spin you guys around, show you. But over here, I got a couple old cylinders. I got a old 73 cylinder that's stuck. Good 430 cylinder here for this guy's ever need them. Collect. Never can have enough jars. So, anyways, right here, as you can see, you always keep your folder with old gaskets in it. I got every gasket template you can think of for these old saws. There's a 73 gas tank. This is the stuffer box for 250 or 140, 150, 160 saws, 70s, 80s. That's another 73 template. This is out of either a 77, Model 77 McCullough, or a Model 73A. It's one of the two. I can't tell, but looking at it, I have to actually match it up with the saw, but those don't work on those very often. Anyways, show you guys around in here a little bit. But working on 2 gas tanks. There's my bench. There's my 73, 430, my other 73 that I got. There's a old part saw 73. Then got some gas tanks, wrenches, old 430 gas tanks. There's a good body. Now, what people don't realize is on a bunch of these bodies, on these original rotary valve saws, the body, the ones that you guys see that says this McCullough on it, and there is no show you on here, just other than just talking about it. But right here where it says like the Model 430A, if it just says McCullough in it, that was a replacement frame body. And it replaces actually several of these saws frame-wise. Only thing that really changes on its stroke, cylinder head size, gear, a little bit of gear ratio in the boxes, but most of the crank configuration, as far as the gear setup, depends on how the idler is, but you can make this box work and it'll fit all in this one frame. So this is a really good frame, has no rot in it, just has a little bit of oil and debris and dust and stuff, but I tore that saw down in the cylinder. I used it for parts, and the cylinder and piston and everything's over here in the corner. So I have a good frame body for, I can change that with the 73s or whatever I need to change that with. Right down there in that box, I got a bunch of 35 parts, jars. Keep these old pickle jars. You see, I got my points and boxes and all that stuff for these old rotary valve saws. Here's some good parts. That's your rotary valve, a couple rotary valves and washers and stuff. The wave washers and little thin washer for them rotary valves. And then down here in the box, I got a ton of Mac 35 parts. Let's get down here and look at it. See in there, just all kinds of, get this out where we can actually see it a little bit better. There we go. Everything's labeled. It's all from McCullough 35s. I like working on those. Different type of saw too. I got different saws to work on. Backyard. It's my yard in town. So I got actually a couple different places. I got a place out on the farm, and it's usually that's the family's land. My brother and my mom, dad, and grandparents at one time. I mean, they all lived out there, and you know, brother's out there now, and I got a place here about 6 miles from him in town because all of our kids are about the same age. Between Aaron, Mason, Maylee, and Emily, here in a few years we'll have a senior, junior, sophomore, and freshman. So with them doing school activities, it's really good to have a place in town so they're not having to run back and forth as much. Over here, handlebars, 250, some other parts, chains, mask, old hockey mask, part of a hockey mask, old Super 33. I kept that. Saw it was junk, but I mean, not every day you see all the labels still on a Super 33. So, anyways, the way I make these gaskets, I like using the cork rubber material. I know it's old school, but it works really good on these. And I just simply take and use a template, this one. And if you're doing these fuel systems, the first two have the big hole in it, and then the last one doesn't. Simply draw it on there, like so. Get a simple school hole punch and a box knife, and you can cut you out an almost identical gasket every single time. Good sharp knife. Let's take a look at so here's your felt pad. This one's dirty. It goes in the other gas tank here. I wash these out really good. Really good. With the other gasoline easily because it's the cheapest, and it cleans really well. It's a solvent. We'll pull the tabs here. This piece comes off. You can see there's some corrosion, some other stuff in there. And this piece pops off here. Pull that off there where you can see it. Pull this off too. You can see here, wash every bit of this out and wash it out really good with I use just B12 Barrowmans. Wash it out really good, and then this part of the assembly will be clean to start the back half of the assembly on the tank, which involves those parts. You know, it's so fun when you start so many projects that you don't remember where all your pieces are. Right there. There you go. Here's one that's completely dirty. I've been into original. And of course, I got the safety keepers for this too, but completely cleaned out. Gas tank looks good on the inside. Doesn't have any spots really left in it that's bad and cause any problems. Got some gas tank sealer too I'm going to put in it. So if you're asking about the gas tank sealer, it's going to be sealed. There's my new gasket. Of course, showed you that. And there's when I cleaned out the inside of the tank. It looks really good. Went down to the local hardware store. Bought a new O-ring, the cap. It's not on the cap, but got it right here. I'll show you what size the O-ring is. Nothing too special. Right down the street, local Ace Hardware. What's that size over here right there? The 1 7/8. Biggest things, take your time. Don't rush things. Keep, we're all doing this for fun projects, and don't rush things. Take your time. Just don't get in a hurry. You get in hurries when you make a bunch of mistakes. Mistakes are easy, then nothing's worse than having to tear down a fuel tank, or you put gas in it and then it starts leaking, and then you got your day that you can go cut wood, and you have plans for that wood, and you got to split it, stack it, and then put it on. You got your day's work, and you can't operate because your chainsaw's leaking gas everywhere. And you want to have all your stuff ready to go. So, got a new emblem. It's not new. None of this is new, but new emblem for the gas tank. Usually I clean these off really good, scrape scuff the gas tank really well, and mix up the hard compound, the 24-hour JB weld, put on the back and on the tank, and these tend to never fall off. If you watch my channel, that old 73's had it on there, and that's one of my favorite saws. I use that thing, quite a bit over time, and that's the way I put those emblems on. Same with that 430 tank. They've never came off. They're stuck on there. So, anyways, share a little bit of information, talk about the shop, and when I get ready to do this other fuel system here, when I clean it up, we'll just walk through it and show you how to assemble it. So, I'll talk to y'all guys next time.